Hello, hello. I'm Captain Kulo 2. How is everyone doing today? It looks like at the moment I only have... Let's go! We have 0 viewers. Awesome. Alright, so today I'm going to be playing Minecraft yet again on the Xbox 360 world that I was developing last episode. Last stream, we built these 8 houses and my hidey hole that I built over here. That's pretty much a summary of what I built last episode. So let's get on with building some new stuff. Alright, so I was thinking about developing this part of the land. This was my brother's house. So to first begin, I want to try to dry this area up because this area in the 2012 world whoops, I almost stopped the stream. But I'm going to section this off and try to fill this all in. So why do I want to keep on building this world? Well, like I said last stream, I had wanted to archive this world. However, there was an issue with the Xbox that my brother had, and the whole file got deleted, the whole world. So the only remaining remnants of its existence are what was left in my own memory. Alright, so I sectioned this part off and now I just need to fill this in. I'm going to get some sponge to help with that. I underestimated how much water there is. Almost done. This is really annoying. Alright, this should be the last spot. Alright. I finally drained this part of the ocean. My friend Soybean just messaged me and saying that he will tune into the stream a bit later. Is this too loud? Yeah, Soybean will be tuning into the stream later, so hopefully I'm still streaming by then. Alright, so since no one is currently watching the stream, I just want to talk about my whole idea about the Deep Games. The Deep Games is one of my other series on this channel. It's essentially a podcast where my friends and I just discuss crazy ideas and see how it goes in a narrative-driven story. So, how did that all begin? Well, the idea actually came from a YouTube channel called Dan Plan back in 2020. They, however, had a big argument and dispute, and it destroyed all the progress that they had made for a good while. So I was like, you know, what if I wanted to do the same? I wanted to try the same thing. And though I tried to get some of my friends to do it that I knew in real life, but they did not seem to want to help. So most of 2020 passes by, and by the time that the fall of 2020 starts, I was entering my first semester of college. Now, in this first semester, I took an audio class. You might see where this is going. And about November of that year, we had done a project was announced for the whole class to do, and that was to create our own podcast. I had not really known what a podcast was, but I thought that what if I could try to implement my idea I had earlier in the year. So I had got in contact with a classmate of mine. Thank you for helping with this. And it was just off the top of our heads coming up with a very strange narrative of what if you encountered an alien. It was about just a 15 to 20 minute video, audio recording, and I edited it during Thanksgiving break and submitted it for class sometime later. Is the audio even on? Can any of you hear my screen, my game capture? Hold on. Hello, Inferno. Yeehaw. Alright, so where was I? So I was talking about the story of where the Deep Games came from. So, sorry, I'm just looking at the stream trying to make sure that everything is good. Are you able to hear the game audio? Okay, thank you. Alright, so I was talking about where the Deep Games came from, and as I was saying, it came from a class assignment back in 2020. The assignment was to create a podcast, and with the help of a classmate, I came with the idea of, can you survive an alien encounter? With that, It was just about a 15 to 20 minute podcast recording, and after a bit of editing during Thanksgiving break, I submitted it for class and got an A+. Professor really enjoyed it. And because of that experience, I really found a passion for making that type of content. So, and I wanted to do it again. So, about a month later, I had called up my brothers, and they agreed to help me with episode 2. And I had the idea for an actual scripted game rather than just off the top of my head, a script for superheroes, whatever I could think of for it. And the story was that we just all somehow got powers and are trying to help save the day. It was pretty enjoyable, but I took so long on editing the audio because editing with 2 channels of audio, that's just 2 people talking, is quite easy. You just have to alternate whenever the other person is not speaking. That's quite simple, but with 3 people, it made it a bit more difficult, so it took much, much longer. Now, excuse me, these 2 videos were not uploaded to my YouTube channel until July or August of 2021, so about half a year later. And about this time, or just right after this time, I had met a few people that I have become really close friends with today. Enderboss, Epic Gaming, Soybean, and even Inferno. And by early 2022, I had asked my friends if they wanted to continue the series and record an episode to test out the water, see how it worked for them. This episode would be what I would call one of my favorite episodes, but it was called Deep Space. Deep Space is about the story of a few friends who thought they were NASA scientists were actually the only 3 humans left on Earth after a alien apocalypse. But the whole story, they're trying to figure out whether or not that idea is actually true or not. One of them becomes a cannibal, the other manipulates the other into thinking that they're all humans, and it just went into total chaos. It was a great episode. And so, surprisingly, I set myself a deadline to produce that whole episode within a period of 28 days. And I did it. It was my fastest episode yet. So I wanted to make another episode. And at this time, Enderboss had said that, hey, I like to make an episode. And somehow the idea of Deep Waters came about, but really quickly, Enderboss said, I don't have time to write a script, so I took control of the concept and began writing Deep Waters. Now, most of you may not know this, but the Deep Waters that you've heard on my YouTube channel out now was not the original script, by no means, because that was version 2. Version 1 was atrocious, and it was about to be recorded. Fortunately, Soybean had to miss the meeting, and that gave me time to edit up the entire script. I'm still not even done. Wow. Hello, Soybean. I was just talking about how the deep games can be, and currently I am on the story of Deep Waters. So, the first iteration of Deep Waters was literal trash, and Deep Waters version 2 was pure gold. We ran with that, and we had a really great time. I was not expecting some of the many jokes that came from it, like, what is one? The boat is literally unsinkable. Like, that was funny. Or Enderboss sliding through the bars. We had a great time with that episode, and I think everyone enjoyed that one. So, before this time even started, there was actually 2 scripts in the idea phase. The first script is called Deep Survival. It's not out yet, but I have at this point completed the mastering and audio for the podcast, but I just need to finish the visuals and then it'll be all good. I would hope you enjoy that one. And then there's Deep Western. Inferno actually helped me with that one, and it's also a blast. I also hope you can watch that one also. So, was there anyone want to listen? What am I talking about? What do you mean? Inferno. Does anyone have any questions regarding the deep games or anything? Like, want to know any other secret insider stuff? Not insider trading, that would be illegal. I saw Trillin's profile picture and made a big Les reference. Ah. Alright, so right now I'm just trying to fill up this whole area, as this part was completely filled with water. And then right after, I'm going to turn this part into my brother's castle that he built back in 2012. Yes, I could use the fill command, but I really literally want to say I built this 100% by hand. Oh. Soybean says, I have a sort of sequel to the deep games planned. I've been thinking about it for months. Not sure if I want to go through with it. Why not? Because it would be a lot of work. Well, if you want to make one, it honestly isn't that hard. You just need to figure out the story you want to go with it, and like the idea for Deep Western, like that was kept really secret, but it was really, really fun to develop. Inferno and I had a great time making that one. All I have to do is just come with an idea, make a few sections, like have like a linear path, and then typically for me, I like to have plot twist, but that's not for every episode, because it would get really repetitive and boring. But sometimes even a plot twist to the game makes the whole experience like, what? That's not what I was thinking at all. It wouldn't really be a sequel, more of a collaborative project between all of us having voice actors and such. Can you elaborate on that? Like, will there be choice in it, or will it be like 100% script? Hey, I finished. Alright, now I can start building my brother's castle. Well, it says house, but it was a castle. Alright, so every castle needs some cobblestone. I have no idea where the cobblestone is in this new layout. Hey, I made it to the Stone Age. Take that, prehistoric people. Alright, so in relation to these houses, it was over here, but I'm trying to figure out like a good approximation. I'm just gonna go for it. It was more so of a box house castle, and I don't remember exactly how big it was, but I'll see how it is. I would say it'd be about this big. And then I would go out this much further. Yes, it was overhanging in the water, but not this much. After hearing Furno's acting in the last game, it really made me want to have you guys play different parts in a video/videos. Is this related to the Deep games or your own thing? Oh, look, a squid. What the? Not really, but I consider it a sequel because it would have the same folks. In character or in real life people? Like the crew or our in-game characters? Inferno quoted my livestream quote. This is going to take a while. I don't remember exactly what it looked like on the inside, but I do remember a few key details of this house. There were 3 floors to this house, and 3rd floor there was a nether portal that looked more like a stained window. Okay, real life, folks. Do you want our help to write the script, or? Also, if you noticed, I moved the chat to the right this time because if you do want the seed, there it is again. I noticed after reviewing the live stream that the entire text chat was covering up that seed. somehow Trillin, was it Trillin? Trillin in the chat was able to copy and paste it. You'll explain more later. Define later. Also, now that some people are at least tuning to the stream at this moment, I want to ask all of you, how are you doing today? I haven't gotten to live stream in a bit. Sorry. My dog is barking. I think there's a package. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. My dog keeps barking. I'm going to have to mute again, sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the second time. Alright, so Inferno says I already told Captain in Epic this, but I was thinking of making an animated show about the 5 of us. Versus no idea what the plot will be. And 3 would probably be a lot of... Oh, there. Why did I read 3? Okay. My dog was barking at an Amazon truck. Alright, now I just have to fill this whole entire area in. Do any of you have pets? Let me know in the chat. Hello, Avacano. Welcome to the stream. I am currently trying to rebuild a house, at least part of this map, from a 2012 Xbox world that was lost. due to a broken Xbox 360. Should I just... Alright, chat, let me know if I should burn down this whole forest. I think this should be fine. Do you want me to burn down the forest? Hey, I got some sticks. Alright, time to build this house up. Was it that tall? I'd say it's about this height. Now I just need to build the box and the flooring. Deforestation is fun. Do it. Alright, soybean. Don't blame me if California catches fire. This is fine. Alright, building more of the corners of the box. We have 4 concurrent viewers. Awesome. Is there anything else that you want me to talk about this stream? Inferno added again, quoting my quotes in my Discord server, which is in the link in the description. Nice plug. Alright, so I'd say that there was 3 floors to this house, but I'm pretty sure the top floor was a bit taller. So I'm going to go for... Should it be this, this, and that for the height? Or no, that's way too small. Don't quote that. I'm gonna save it as that. This is gonna take a while. There's gonna be some double doors. And I gotta clear out this hill. Alright. Let's talk about rugs. Rugs like carpet and how they lay on the floor like that. Lazy rugs just laying around. Yeah, rugs. Like here's carpet. Everyone in chat, I want you to laugh at this rug right here. I want you to do it. Laugh at it. Why am I holding birch saplings? And the boss is popping in. Hey. Okay, everyone in chat, make fun of this carpet. Or what you guys call rugs. Alright. Did anyone laugh? The carpet is dumb. That rug. Hardwood floor superiority. Alright, time to build up the walls. How have your days been? Did you do anything interesting today? You would not believe how difficult it is to talk on your own. It's a difficult few 8 minutes of no one being in the stream at first. Almost done. Alright. Need to build up these walls. Oh, Crumbled Ham is here. Welcome. Inferno says Lego brick floor superiority. The fear should strong the weak. Let's talk about rugs. Wait, I messed that sentence up so badly. Day sucked. Next question. Do you have any questions for me? If you're wondering, this is California. Don't blame me. Funny thing is, I said that exact thing, that exact idea in the last stream. Another time to laugh at this carpet. Why are you blonde? Oh, you mean this? Well, have you ever heard of jeans? Well, my jeans just happened to line that way that I had blonde hair. Crumbled Ham asks, what is every way to obtain bedrock item in survival? I mean, technically, you could go to creative, get some bedrock, switch back to survival, and now you have bedrock and survival. I just blew your mind. Next question. Fine, I'll do the age-old question. What is the story behind your username? Alright, so my username is Captain Cool 02. That's technically a 0, but I pronounce it as O. It just rolls off the tongue easier. But it's honest, and the name honestly really means nothing if you think about it, how it came to be. So, back in 2011, my brothers and I convinced my dad to get Minecraft, but my dad would only purchase for us one Minecraft account. So we all played on that account, and by the time I was 10 years old, the next year, my oldest brother, offered me a Minecraft account so that we could all play together. And thus, I needed a username. Why am my voice cracking? How long is this stream? It's already been 40 minutes? Wow. So I decided to go in a notebook that is no longer around, and I came up with 2 lists of adjectives and verbs. I do not remember the other names, but in the end, I came up with Captain Cool without the O2. And at this time, I was like, this sounds like a cool name. No pun intended. And we tried to put that username into Minecraft.net and taken. How was it already taken? There was only like 4.5 million accounts at the time. How was it already taken? I mean, it's probably a name without any numbers, so it's probably going to be taken, but so I needed to find a way to keep the name but add something to it. I do not know how the O2 came about, but it just happened to be like that, and put it in Minecraft.net, and well, bam, there it was. Though at the time, the whole name was lowercase, and over the next few years, I changed the username, uppercasing both C's in the name. It's not that interesting of a story, but that's how Captain Cool 02 came to be. I am Groot. Welcome, Groot. How to obtain bucket of iron. Are you a robot? That is all my questions. I'm Groot! So, am I a robot? Wait, I'm going to answer how to obtain a bucket of iron. Okay, so we need to look for a bucket. There's a wide variety of buckets here. Well, this is just a plain old bucket. Now we need some iron. You throw them together, and I'm not going to look at it. If I don't look at it, you can't deny or confirm that it isn't a bucket of iron. I can't know if it's a bucket of iron or not. What? That sounds like the... What cat problem was that? That was the... I can't remember the name of the problem. But until we have it, it's now a bucket and iron. How are there 10 viewers? Is an infinite bucket just a hole? Well, infinite bucket, is that meant by height or width and length. If by height, an infinite bucket would have to extend all the way from that side of the universe to that side of the universe. Thus, it could be a hole. So, yeah, it could be a hole. Did I add any walls over here? Yep. If you haven't considered, I am currently at what I know 53 subscribers. If you want to stay tuned to my channel and watch fun videos, please consider subscribing. I have not seen the subscriber number go up one bit in a long time. Alright, now that the plug is out of the way, hashtag plug. Oh, 55 subscribers. Ooh, awesome. What happens if you fill a bucket with no hole? Well, logically, the item that you're trying to fill it with will just fall out the other side of the hole. Now, if it's an infinite bucket, it will technically would be in the bucket forever, even though it would be falling. But how could it be falling if it is stretching across the universe? There is no gravity except for the attraction of the item inside the bucket and the bucket itself. So how can it be falling? Would that mean that there is no bottom? Or is there no top? The video quality gone dog for me. Is anyone else having bad quality issues? No more science, please. Have finished school. I don't any lessons. Bitrate is like 3K. Is that good or bad? I'm sorry, I did not know that the bitrate was bad. We're almost done with the second level of the house. Well, at least the exterior. The frame of the house. Alright, so what if I proposed a question to you? Have you ever heard of the ship of Theseus? No, this is not history. This is a psychology problem. Alright, so the ship of Theseus is the idea that if you take... So Theseus owns a ship, and while on sail, you replace every single part, every single plank of wood on the ship one by one as you're on the voyage. If you replace enough planks, the entire ship has been replaced. Now, is that ship the original ship of Theseus, or is the scrap wood that you just tossed away the ship of Theseus? Anyone? Well, that's what people are trying to decide. But what if you took that pile of planks that was from the ship of Theseus that were all taken off and built a replica ship of the ship of Theseus? Which one is the true ship of Theseus? I don't think scrapwood can be a ship. Why won't it let me donate? I don't have anything set up for donations, but thanks for the consideration. I am such a small YouTube channel that I wouldn't think anyone would want to donate. But thank you anyways, Groot. Alright, Soybean says, the new ship is the ship. Crumbled Ham, probably the one that is properly licensed. Well, Theseus was a dude from a very long time ago. I don't think they had licenses. Alright, with that in mind, do you know what the trolley problem is? You have 5 guys on one track and 1 guy on a secondary track, and a runaway trolley. Excuse me. A runaway trolley is heading towards the crew where 5 people are staying on it. You are at a lever and have the ability to diverge the trolley to another rail, but it'll kill the other person. Do you choose to flip the lever? Do you take the blame for killing that one person, or just stand by and not even do a single thing? Oh no. Is my job the lever person, or am I just by the lever? You are just by the lever. You are just a bystander, but you're about to see something bad about to happen. Do you take control and try to risk the one person to save the 5, or do you not get involved and let the 5 not survive? Or as Captain Sparkles like to says, unalive. I did not realize how much cobblestone this would take. So it's either be a murderer or not be. I almost closed the stream a second time. Wrong window. If you are wanting the seed to this map, it's this, and it's supposed to be a beta world. Who is your favorite YouTuber? That varies from time to time. Like, way back in the day, I had watched many Minecraft YouTubers, but nowadays, like, it's really hard to watch any Minecraft YouTubers as the whole Minecraft scene has gone. Like, I used to watch way back in the day, like season 3 of Hermitcraft, but nowadays I can't really stand to watch those series as they literally do the same exact thing every single season, not change a single thing, and then they reset it, not even keep it. Like, they clearly just move to another part of the world and rebuild from there. But they have to restart the seasons, and then do the exact same thing that they did last time. I mean, I understand that a lot of people enjoy it, but just wish there was something else to it. Did you know back in 2015, I was on the Exumavoid creative plot world server. I did get to meet False Symmetry, Exuma, and a bunch of other hermits, so that was pretty neat. But can't believe that was 8 years ago already. And if you want proof, I literally have a screenshot on my phone of meeting all of them. False Symmetry even visited my plot on that plot world server, so that was pretty neat. Other YouTubers, for the longest while, I was a huge fan of Captain Sparkles, but by 2017, his content started slow, and he shifted away from Minecraft. I still stayed because I loved the GeoGuessr videos. He was really good at those, but as time went on, it just started getting slower and slower that nothing was happening. And then I just got old. Well, I'm not like 93 years old, but I just aged out of it. The thing is, I have the stuff to play the events of YouTubers, but I don't have the time. Oh, you mean like those 100 player survival videos that some of them do? I have to say, a lot of those videos are entertaining, and some others are just feel more cash grabby. So it just depends on the YouTuber for those episodes. But what else? 100. Exumavoid is now on Hermitcraft episode 1111. I did not realize how far that series has progressed, because when I was watching, it was only like episode 270. How long would it take to binge watch every single episode of Hermitcraft from every single channel? I mean, just to think that there's thousands and thousands of episodes, like, you could spend probably 5 years and not even catch up. Well, you'd also probably not even make it because you need to sustain your nutrition and all that, so you should probably not binge watch 5 years worth of content. That is my medical advice for today. Don't binge watch like 10,000 videos all at once. Alright, so I am finally done with the outline, the base for this house. Now I just need to brighten it up and add some features to it. Features, smiley face. Now I want to start with the top level. as there was a nether portal right smack down in the middle. So I need some obsidian. Or I know this is not obsidians, but it's quite funny to think about. Observer. Ice bucket challenge. Alright, so my brother had made practically a window. I don't remember if it's hanging out off the side of the wall or it was built into the wall. But for aesthetics, I think it should go outside because that looks kinda neater. Add some depth. Groot says, I like Speed Silver. I think I've seen a few of his videos. Crumbled Ham says, I wish I could play regular Minecraft. Stuck on classic 15A. Oh no, someone left. Groot, do you like any other games that you might stream or make videos on? I do enjoy other games, but it's quite limited. And the fact that right now I am on a Mac computer, and I'm very limited through that because there is literally no support for Mac games on any other device other than Windows. So I'm kind of constrained on the games I could play. Gonna light this up. Why does this feel like a dungeon? Like you're not meant to be up here. I'm going to ignite this portal. But what games? This is going to bother me. It's uneven. Oh well. I am literally trying to think. I do enjoy playing Rocket League, though that was on my brother's PlayStation, and I don't have access to that anymore. But Rocket League was a pretty fun game. Let's see. I have tried to get into horror games, but a lot of them are quite scary. The only one I could really handle is SCP Containment Breach from way back when, but Macs don't handle it. I honestly don't play a lot of games outside of Minecraft. I used to play a lot of Nintendo games, but I just kind of grew out of Nintendo. Like, every single Pokemon game to me seems the exact same. I'm sorry to any Pokemon fans. I'm just guessing. I do not remember if there was windows up here or not, but I guess I get to decide. You like Rust. Soybean says, I love that game. Oh, you love Pokemon? Let me know what intrigues you about the game of Pokemon. My brothers that I keep mentioning have tried like 10 times to get me hooked on Pokemon. The closest they ever got me hooked on it was Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. But even that was difficult to progress with. I just find it as it's the, like, you can only do two things in the game. You can either, one, battle other trainers, or two, walk around. And I find it kind of difficult to do the same thing over and over again. But that's just me personally. I understand that it is a fun game, but it's just difficult for me. You were talking about Red Dead 2, not Pokemon. It just tried to be the best. You just try to be the best and catch all your favorite Pokemon. So is it like? So it's like a collecting game. This is really going to bother me. I do not want to waste any more time. I'm going to have to use commands. Now that should be more even. I'm going to put windows in there later, but right about here there was a set of stairs. And right below it, there was an actually a secret hidden staircase that held treasures within it. That is one thing I do remember from it. I do also remember it being three wide. Alright, good night, Groot. Time to start all over again on the building. Nope, I'm not. I'd probably just end the stream right there and then. I'm not doing that. I do not know how my brother was able to fit a hidden piston contraption within here, unless it was only one-sided. I believe if that was his, it would be one side. Redstone with Captain. And then right here would be a double chest. I do remember that there was a lever, but you had to manually bring the lever. Okay, only powers that one. How do you fit a piston contraption this compact? Hashtag plug. Subscribe to the channel if you want. Now I'm going to get some stairs. And I'm going to add it to over here. How did the first floor work? I do not remember. Alright, chat, what else do you want to talk about? I do want to figure out how to set this up. Let's talk about the doors. Alright, everyone. What is your favorite door? We have oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, dark oak, mangrove, crimson, warped, and iron. Alright, we're going to do a door vote. And we need iron. Alright, what is your favorite door? The Doors, great band. Inferno. Mangrove! Just going to keep that there. Okay, how do you come up with a piston design that fits this compact of a space without the redstone completely breaking? So it at least powers that first one. So, the closest thing I could think of is putting it there, and then have something powering it. But those are going to break. Oak door. I am old school. Oh no, someone left. Oh, 2 people joined at the same time. Welcome, welcome everyone. We are building a bunch of old memories from the Xbox 360 days. I'm trying to rebuild a house that my brother built in a timely manner, but I don't think that's going to happen just one episode. I need to figure out this redstone. Come on. How do you do this? Can you put that there? Nope. How did my brother figure this out and keep it within the vicinity? Honestly, the only I could think of is he did not keep it in the vicinity, or unless he just built under the stairs somehow. Is there even enough room to do anything up down here? I'm going to have to figure out how to make the most compact piston jeb door. So that only works for the first part. But how's that going to work? It's blocking the stairs. And it's not even connected. Unless I'm thinking of this all wrong. Let's say you had somehow a piston that extended from down here and one from up here, but then is that just much more complicated? It's not even the right space. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Do any of you have ideas on how to make a compact piston door that can fit under stairs? Alright, let's start one part at a time. How do you go about powering 2 rows of pistons? Maybe we can use something more modern and just keep it hidden. What if we use something with observers, even though they had nothing to do with the game back then? Sorry, my voice is getting raspy, but I have not talked for this long really before. Closest thing I could think of is put pistons behind here. Somehow do that. No, that's way too complicated. What if I just went simple and just simply did this? Ta-da! I'm stuck. I will try to figure out a way how to make this look better. Now I just need to fix the hole in the wall. Alright, I'm going to start adding some windows. So I'm going to need some glass. Alright, what does chat say? Redstone still a no. If you could please let me know, who is still here in the chat? Oh yeah, I never finished. Houston, we have a problem. Okay, that's better. I'm just going to put like a barrier here just so that you can't just walk off. But that's where you need to exit. Never mind. Alright, what was down here? Oh yeah, mangrove tour. Okay, what exactly was down here? This is all I remember. I'm just going to create a hole right here and exit. Yeah, I didn't exactly accomplish that much with this house, but this whole area has been changed. My voice is getting a bit tired, so I do want to start ending the stream here. I want to say thank you everyone for watching. I will next stream try to finish up the house with whatever I could remember. And thanks for watching. All right, good night everyone.